King Arthur's Knights, Chapter 9, of Sir Launcelot and the Fair Maid of Astolat. It befell on a time that King Arthur made proclamation of a great joust and tournament, which should be holden at Camelot 15 days after the Feast of Assumption. The noise of it went forth throughout all the king's dominions, and knights and barons and earls and kings made haste to get them ready to go thither. Sir Launcelot had but lately been sore wounded, and told the king that he could not hope to be at the joust, for fear that his wound might break forth afresh. The king was much aggrieved thereat, and would fain have made proclamations to put off the joust, but that many knights were already set forth from distant places, and great would be the disappointment. Therefore, on the day that the king was to journey from London to Camelot, he set forth with a heavy heart. For though he knew there would be many a brave onfall and stout bickering, yet, as Sir Launcelot had become the most valiant knight in all the island of Britain, the king had greatly desired that the knight should show how he excelled all the doughty warriors that would come from all parts. When all the knights had gone from the king's palace in London, Sir Launcelot pined in the great hall. The chatter of the ladies and the tricks of the pages became irksome to him, and he began to think how gay must be the company of the knights of the Round Table, as they rode through the leafy country ways toward Camelot, with great Arthur at their head. "I will see the king's leech," he said to himself, "and bid him give me some medicament that shall strengthen my wound. For I cannot abide that I stay here like some toothless old hound, while his fellows are gone to the hunting." So Sir Launcelot betook him to the lodging of Morgan Todd, the king's physician, but found that he too had gone with the king. When Sir Launcelot was turning away, sore aggrieved and angry, the man that had opened the door to him cried, "Be not vexed, Sir Launcelot, for I wot well you would rather go with the king than nurse that wound of thine. Come down then, and let me advise thee." Sir Launcelot, thinking this would be the chief disciple or pupil of Morgan Todd, dismounted and followed the man that had spoken, who was old and thin and gnarled, with beady black eyes. When he had examined Sir Launcelot's wound, the old man smiled strangely and said, "If ye take but common care of thy wound, 'twill not break out again. But your heart was ever bigger than thy wit, Sir Knight. Thou wilt do more than any other knight, and in thy strength ye may well maim yourself." "Then I may go to Camelot to the jousting?" asked Sir Launcelot. "Aye, ye may go," said the leech. "But hearken, stay not on thy way at Astolat. If ye do so, ye shall leave so great a wound there on one that will not harm thee, that the ill shall cause thee woe out of all measure." "Keep thy counsel, good leech," said Sir Launcelot with a laugh. "I hurt none that desire not my hurt, and for the rest, I will take the adventure that God will send me." Sir Launcelot set out forthwith, thinking not of what the leech had said. By eventide he came to Astolat, and looking about for a lodging, he suddenly remembered the words of the leech. "I will beg a lodging outside the town," he said, gravely smiling, "so I do not stay in the town. I may escape the ill which the old croaker spoke of." He saw the manor house of a baron beside the way, and begged a lodging there for the night, which was freely and most courteously granted unto him. The baron was an old man of reverend aspect, named Sir Bernard, and he welcomed Sir Launcelot warmly, though he knew him not. At meat they were all very merry, and with Sir Bernard were his 2 sons, handsome youths, but lately made knights. There was also a young damsel named Elaine the Fair, the daughter of Sir Bernard. But Sir Launcelot, though he saw how sweet and gentle she was, noted her not overmuch. Neither she nor Sir Lavaine, the younger son, could bear to take their eyes from the face of Sir Launcelot. For there was so magnificent yet gentle an air about the great knight, that they deemed he must be some very brave and noble warrior. Sir Launcelot told him it was in his mind to go to the jousts at Camelot. Laughingly, he turned to Sir Bernard and said, "Fair sir, I would pray you to lend me a shield that may not be greatly known, for mine has been too much seen by warriors." "Sir," replied the old baron, "I will gladly give you your desire, for I am sure you are one of the likeliest knights of the world. This is my eldest son, Sir Tyree, whom you see hath yet the pallor of sickness, was hurt on the day on which the great Tristram of Lyons gave him knighthood, and as he cannot now ride, ye shall have his shield." "Sir, I thank you," replied Sir Launcelot, "for showing me such friendship." "And I would crave a service of you," went on Sir Bernard. "My younger son here, Sir Lavaine, is eager to go out with some knight of proved valor and prowess. And as my heart goeth unto you, and believeth ye to be a knight of great nobility, I beseech you that you let him ride with you tomorrow." "I shall be pleased indeed to have the young knight to ride with me," replied Sir Launcelot. "Would it please you, sir," asked Sir Bernard, "to tell us your name?" "Not at this time, sir," replied Sir Launcelot, "but if God give me grace at the jousts, and I win honor there, I will of a surety return and tell you." Sir Launcelot, with his nobleness and courtesy, and his tales of fair ladies and brave knights, so won upon them all, that it was late ere they each departed to their beds. The maiden Elaine thought that she had never seen or heard of a knight so full of gentleness, yet withal so martial of mien as this stranger who would not tell his name. In the morning, Sir Launcelot made himself ready to depart, and the maid Elaine lingered long about her brother, and would never say that she had really buckled the last strap of his armor. Then, when at length she could keep them no longer, she came up to Sir Launcelot with a face all pale and red by turns, yet striving to laugh away her fear. "Sir," she said, "I wish you noble deeds at the joust and much fame. Sir, I have never had a knight wear favor of mine. Therefore, Lord, will you wear a token of mine in your helm for good fortune?" Launcelot looked down into the lovely face and smiled. "Fair damsel," he said gently, "if I granted you that, I should do more for you than ever I have done for any dame or damsel living." At that she thought he refused, and the tears sprang like jewels into her blue eyes, and she turned away. Sir Launcelot was grieved to think his refusal hurt one that seemed so sweet and gentle. Then he remembered that he desired to go to the jousts disguised, and he bethought him that if he wore a lady's token in his helm, no one would recognize him, for all knew that never would he consent to wear such things in jousts or tournaments, as was the custom of many knights. "Stay, fair damsel," he said kindly, "I will grant you to wear a token of yours upon my helm. Therefore, bring it me." Instantly the face of Elaine shone with joy and pride as she looked up quickly at the great steel-clad figure on the horse beside her. Then, quickly running, she brought what she had in her mind he should wear. "See," she said, giving it into his hand, "it is a sleeve of mine of scarlet samite, embroidered with great pearls." "I will wear it at the jousts, fair maiden," said he, "for the sake of the kindness you and yours have shown me. And will you keep the shield which is mine own, against the time when I shall return? For I will take thy brother's." "I will keep it in my own room," said Elaine, "and will see that it doth not tarnish." Then Sir Launcelot and the young Sir Lavaine rode forth, each bearing a white shield, as if both were young knights who had not yet done some deed, in memory whereof they could blazon a device upon their shields. So they rode to Camelot, where they found the narrow streets of the little town packed with the press of knights, dukes, earls, and barons, come to take part in the jousts. Sir Launcelot got them lodgings with a rich burgess, and so privily and closely did they keep the house that none knew that they were there. On the day of the jousts, the trumpet began to blow in the field where they should be held. King Arthur sat on a great scaffold which was raised at one end to judge who did best in the jousting. So great was the press of folk, both noble and common, earls and chiefs, that many did marvel to think that the realm of Britain held so many people. The knights held themselves in two parties and went to either end of the lists. Some called themselves the Band of Arthur and would fight all comers. And among them was Sir Palomides, Sir Con of Ireland, Sir Sagramore, Sir Kay the Seneschal, Sir Griflet, Sir Mordred, Sir Galernon, and Sir Safry, all knights of the Round Table. On the other side were the King of Northgales, the King of Swordlands, Sir Galahalt the Proud, and other knights of the north. These were the smaller party, yet were they very valiant knights. Sir Launcelot made him ready with the others and fashioned the red sleeve upon his helm. But it was in his mind to see which party fared the worst before he would choose his part. For ever Sir Launcelot liked a task which was not easy. So he rode forth with Sir Lavaine into a little wood upon a knoll, whence they could look into the lists and see the knights hurtle and crash together. Soon they saw the knights of King Arthur's band come against the northern knights, and many of the latter were smitten down. Then he saw how the King of the Northgales and the King of Swordlands, with a few knights, made a bold and brave stand against the many knights of King Arthur's Round Table. "See," said Sir Launcelot to Sir Lavaine, "how that company of knights hold out against the great press. They are like brave boars in the midst of the hounds." "Ye say truth," said Sir Lavaine. "They are indeed brave souls." "Now," said Sir Launcelot, "if you will help me a little, you may see that great company go back more quickly than they came forward." "Sir, spare not," said the young knight, "and I will do what I may." Sir Launcelot spurred forward into the lists, and so fierce was his onslaught, and so hard was his blow, that with one spear he overthrew Sir Sagamore, Sir Kay, Sir Griflet, and Sir Safry. And with another spear he smote down 5 others. Thereupon the northern knights were much comforted, and greeted the strange knight full courteously, though they wondered that he had but a white shield. Then the band of Arthur's knights took counsel and gathered together Sir Bors, Sir Ector de Maris, Sir Lionel, Sir Blamore, and 5 others. These were all mighty knights, and all were great fighters and close kin to Sir Launcelot. They resolved to rebuke the 2 strange knights with white shields whom they knew not, and chiefly him with the lady's sleeve upon his helm did they seek to bring to the dust. Again the knights hurtled mightily together, and Sir Bors, Sir Ector, and Sir Lionel drove at Sir Launcelot, and so great was their force that they smote Sir Launcelot's horse to the ground. By ill hap the spear of Sir Bors pierced through his cousin's shield into his side, and the head of the lance broke off and remained in the wound. Then Sir Lavaine, seeing his friend prone, did mightily assault Sir Mordred, who was on the other side, and hurled him to the ground. And bringing Sir Mordred's horse to Sir Launcelot, he helped him to mount. Sir Launcelot was exceedingly wroth, and took a great strong spear and smote Sir Bors, both horse and knight, to the ground. And likewise he served Sir Ector and Sir Lionel and 4 other knights. The others retreated, for they feared his great strength. "I marvel, who is that knight that hath the red sleeve in his helm?" said King Arthur to Sir Gawaine, who sat with him. "Sir," said the other, "he will be known ere he depart." When the king caused the trumpet to sound the end of the day's jousting, the heralds cried that the prize was to go to the knight with the red sleeve. But when the northern knights came to Sir Launcelot and would have him go to the king and take the prize, he said, "Fair lords, let me depart, I pray you, for I have bought my victory with my life, and now I would rather have quiet than all the wealth of the world." Forthwith he galloped away with Sir Lavaine until they came to a great forest. And then Sir Launcelot groaned and said he could go no farther. And forthwith he fell from his horse in a great swoon. Sir Lavaine went to find water in the wood, and had to go far ere he found it. But presently he saw a clearing, and there was a little hermitage and a stream running by. Sir Lavaine called the hermit, who was a man full reverend and noble of aspect, and told him how his friend lay in a deathly swoon. And we'll return to this story in the next video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I love you guys. As Tigger says, ta-ta for now.